Hey everybody, Amanda again for Family Tree Nuts, and today I'm in the ghost town of Ebenezer in Georgia. Isn't that interesting? Situated here along the banks of the Savannah River, there is a town called Ebenezer, and it was first established in 1734 for 150 Salzburger refugees. They were immigrants fleeing persecution from the Catholic Church. They were excommunicated and they had nowhere else to go. So they traveled across the Atlantic Ocean and ended up here. General Oglethorpe, who was the governor of the colony of Georgia at the time, granted them leave to set up their colony. And actually they were a few miles inland from where they are right now along the banks of Ebenezer Creek. It wasn't a very suitable place, so a couple years later they petitioned the governor to see if they could move closer to the Savannah River. He granted that request, and they set up silk mills as their community economic venture. Salzburger's pastor, at the time, his dream was to build a religious utopia on the Georgian frontier. And that idea was very successful at the time, or for a time, and really the economy thrived with the silk mills. And although their numbers were never great, the residents here at Ebenezer provided the trustees of Georgia some of their strongest and most enduring support. So as such, the Salzburger were actually very influential in shaping the original laws and character of the Georgia colony. Over time, they prospered. Jerusalem Lutheran Church, as you see behind me, was built in 1769. Its walls are 21-inch thick, made from red brick that was actually molded here in the area. And a little tidbit about the church, it still stands as one of the few Georgia buildings that's left over from the pre-Revolutionary War time frame. There's only 4. Speaking of the Revolution, it happened here in 1778. It came to Ebenezer, and unfortunately, a lot of the buildings, a lot of the settlement was damaged. The British really didn't have any empathy for the Salzburger citizens, and the town never fully recovered. And so, moving forward into history, gradually and more gradually, residents of the town left, and ultimately in 1855, the last resident left, making Ebenezer a ghost town. And at the time, the town was only a quarter-mile square. So just wanted to bring you this little tidbit of a ghost town in Georgia. Not a lot of people think of those things, but we do here at Family Tree Nuts. And that's what we're here to tell the story of, is that those lost pieces of history that a lot of people don't get an opportunity to see and be knowledgeable of. So remember, Family Tree Nuts. Let our nuts find the nuts in your family tree.